Good afternoon, Facebook. Today's topic is trusting yourself over everything else. The first step in learning how to trust yourself is first you gotta observe yourself. Most people, it's what I've found in my journey and my observations of others. Most people never take the time to self-analyze. Most people never reevaluate the things that they were told as a child. Most people never reevaluate the levels of their insecurities, the depths of their insecurities. So you can't trust yourself if you don't truly know yourself. You gotta know who you are. And by knowing, the only way to do that is to first begin to analyze who you are, what you are, how you came to be. What do you believe about yourself? When did you start to believe that about yourself? Who told you that about yourself? Does that actually apply to who you are? Like, a lot of people, including myself, I've done this and I've suffered from this for a very long time, where we tend to not look at our experiences, especially as children. We tend to not look at the experiences that we had when we were a child and how deeply they affected us, not just on an emotional level, but on a mentality level. Like there are beliefs that you've acquired as a child about yourself because of your either external circumstance or someone that you love, honor, and respect told you something about yourself that wasn't true. But you believed it because the person who told you, you honor, love, and respect them. Now, those issues, some of those beliefs you have about yourself that were told to you at that time in your life when you were a child are not true. They're just simply not true. They were true at the time that you said them, but they're not true now. Or they were true at the time. Some things weren't even true when people said it to you. Because some people told you never gonna go nowhere. Some people told you never gonna amount to nothing. Some people told you that, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. So you accepted those external limitations on yourself as part of your internal belief system after you got older, failing to realize that you acquired that from somebody in your childhood that told you what you couldn't do. No. You can do what you put your mind to. But first you gotta know who you are. And learning who you are is the most difficult. It ain't easy. I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you, oh yeah, it's peaches and roses. It's not. It ain't nobody's peaches and roses. You're gonna lose a lot of people in learning who you are and starting to analyze yourself. Because you're gonna start to see, damn, I'm engaging in behavior that I really don't rock with. Like, I'm fucking with this person because I've been messing with this person forever and never really reevaluating why you have particular individuals around you. And the reason why is because of how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself is the way you think of yourself. Those are the type of people that you're going to surround yourself with. So if you think, you a gangster or you a thug or, you some kind of hood person or whatever the case may be, then that's the kind of people you're going to surround yourself with, because that's how you perceive yourself. And you want to be comfortable in your external environment with people who reflect the characteristics that you feel are your own. That's not how you grow. That's not how you learn who you are. You gotta learn, you have to analyze. Why do you do something? Why do you get up every morning and go down to the store and get you a cup of coffee, or not. No, that's too simplistic. Why do you enter into relationships the way in which you do? Why do you, prime example for us, for those of us who love really, really hard, right? When most of the time when we enter into a relationship, we enter into it with rose-colored glasses. Thinking that, oh my God, I love this person and this is going to be the best thing ever and the whole life and everything's going to be fine. Not really analyzing, why are you choosing this particular type of person? What drew you to this person? Was it because they were super pretty and then once you get to know them, you don't like them no more fucking more? Or they wasn't super pretty, but their personality was banging. But once you got to meet them, they had little quirks that you ain't really rock with. And the reason being is because you didn't sit down like most of us, like I'm saying, most of us who love hard, we don't sit down and take our time and analyze who we are. What do we need in a love relationship? What do you need in a family relationship? What do you need in any kind of relationship that you involve yourself with? If you don't know your needs, your own personal internal needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, and mental needs, and physical needs, then you're not going to be able to enter into anything that's healthy. You have to learn how to trust yourself to the point where no matter what anyone or anything outside of you says, you will succeed. You're going to trust yourself, no matter what it is. Prime example, I've had to do this recently. Many people tell me all the time, oh, you crazy. You shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or you can't be a business owner, or you can't be a music producer, or, you can't write books, and you can't be this, and you can't do that. People have been telling me that what I couldn't do my whole entire life. And know what I've been doing the whole entire time? Telling them and showing them. Not telling them, showing them what I can do. Because I know myself. I trust myself. I love myself genuinely. I know what my emotional needs are. I know what my spiritual needs are. I know what my mental needs are. I know what my relationship needs are. I know what any kind of relationship I involve myself with, no matter what the dynamic is. I know what my needs are. If you don't know what your needs are, you can't trust yourself, because you don't know what you need. You don't know who you are. You got to know who you are and learn how to depend on your own internal system. God gave you that system for a reason. Prime example. We all were given intuition, whether you believe it or not. I'm not even going to argue with y'all about that. That's on you. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. Everybody was given intuition. You can't be a spiritual being and not have intuition that come with it. Now, most of us, or most people, don't pay attention to their intuition. They don't listen to it. They don't trust it. They don't even know what it sounds like for real. Because they don't self-analyze. That's the key to self-love. The very first stage of loving yourself is first self-analyzing. Learning who you are. You can't love somebody that you don't know. You gotta know you. And most people say, oh yeah, well, I know myself. I know myself. Do you now? Why do you believe the things that you believe? When did you first start believing it? What made you believe it? Why do you still believe it? Why does it hold true? Or why does it have any hold on you and your decisions that you make today? How is it that... See, this is the thing that gets me. It's the thing that really, really, really gets me. Most people want to be happy, but don't want to do the work to be happy. That's the thing that gets me. Being happy, it takes some sadness to get the happiness. Because there are parts of you that you can't take into your happiness. There are parts of you that have to be dealt with in order for you to even reach your happiness. So my point is, in order to truly, truly, truly trust yourself, you have to first analyze who you are. Just that simple. That's my main point. If you don't know who you are, if you don't do any type of self-analyzation, you're not going to be able to trust yourself. Period. And here's my thing. I've come to the conclusion I've come to the realization that I no longer trust a person who I clearly see don't trust themselves. Just that simple. I'm not going to trust you if you don't trust you. You don't even trust you. Why should I? Hence the reason why I even came up with this live. Like, somebody said something to me, and they asked me whether or not, I trusted myself. And I said, without certainty. Without question. I trust myself 100%. And he was like, well, why do you trust yourself? I said, because I know myself. I took the time to analyze myself, my strengths, my weaknesses, my virtues, my integrity, my principles, my morals. What do I believe? What do I believe about myself? What do I believe about the world? What do I believe about myself in relation to the world? Like, I've questioned myself thoroughly, so that when someone else comes to question me about my beliefs and how I feel and why I trust myself, I know. Because I've done the work. I've analyzed myself, and I've done the work. And it's a continual analyzation. It's not something that you're going to do one time and then that's a cure-all, be-all. No, that's not how life goes. Life is a constant progression of growth. Constantly. You got to constantly analyze yourself. You have to constantly analyze your character. You have to constantly analyze your behavior, your thoughts, especially your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you feeding to your mind? Consciously and subconsciously. What do you feed yourself at night? Do you leave the TV on when you go to sleep at night? Because if you do, all that's on that TV, all that marketing and retargeting and ad targeting and marketing and all that TV goofy shit that they do to get into your brain, all that's getting directly into your brain while you're sleeping. Because you got that TV on. Your subconscious mind is absorbing everything because your conscious mind is not present to block anything out. So your subconscious mind absorbs it all. Same thing happens with people. Whatever their ideology is, if you're around a motherfucker that all they want to do is gossip and talk about other people, and that's what you fill your brain with, then you're feeding yourself a pre-designed mentality of failure. That's what you're doing. You're feeding yourself. Let me say it again. A pre-designed... I don't forgot what I said, because I said that shit from my heart. Dang. But y'all know what the fuck I said. You know what I meant. You know what I mean? A pre-designed, there it is. You're giving yourself a pre-designed plan for failure. You know what I mean. The point is, listen, man. Don't let nobody tell you who you are, man. Don't let anyone tell you your limitations. They're your limitations. You choose where your limits are. But first, learn who you are. Analyze yourself. Analyze what you believe about yourself. What do you know about yourself? Write it down so you can see it. So you'll have a better understanding of who you are, where you are, and where you're going. It's just that simple. I just want y'all to grow, man. That's the only reason why I even come on here and make these lives and even impart this type of information to y'all, so that maybe in hopes that somebody will hear it and it'll hopefully help them in some kind of way. Just that simple. Grow, man. I want y'all to grow, man. We all can grow. This ain't a unique thing. It's not, no one has a monopoly on growth. Everyone can grow. Everyone can be their best and greatest potential. Everyone has that ability. Everybody can be spiritual. Everybody can be, having intuition and all these other abilities. Everybody can do that if you learn who you are. Analyze yourself. You have no idea the gifts that are locked inside of you. All you got to do is analyze yourself. Know who you are. Spend the same amount of time you spend with your best friend, spend that same amount of time with yourself. That same quality time with your best friend where you know them and, you know, y'all cool. They know all your idiosyncrasies and you know all their idiosyncrasies and y'all cool with each other. And it ain't nothing. You so comfortable around that person. Make that best friend yourself. Be that way with yourself. Have those type of conversations with yourself so you can realize who you are and other people can't tell you who you are. Because that's the thing. If you don't know who you are, somebody else gonna tell you. Somebody else gonna definitely let you know who you are, or not let you know, but tell you who you are, and then they gonna begin to treat you as they told you who you are. Like, come on, man. People, man, listen. People done tried to tell me I'm all kinds of things. Really. The number one thing people always try to tell me is I'm a whore. How? I'm celibate. And have been so for over 100 days. How I'm a whore? How? How does that work? I don't get people. People crazy. People tell me I'm crazy. How? Because I think different than you? Because I perceive the world differently than you? How? How does that make me crazy? Like, people are going to tell you all kinds of things about yourself and have told you all kinds of things about yourself that are not true. You are who you say you are. You are who you know you are. But you got to learn that. You have to question yourself. You got to talk to yourself. When you're by yourself, talk to yourself. Ask yourself some questions. Look yourself in the mirror if you have to, so you can see your own self in the eye. Look in your own soul. And talk to yourself. Just that simple. Your true self. So you can know who you are, man. And can't nobody else tell you who you are. And you miss opportunities that are for you, who you actually are. Not for who people told you you were. Just that simple. Be who you are. And what's yours will come to you. That's how life goes. Just that simple. All right, now as always, y'all, live, learn, love, grow beyond yourself. Thanks for watching.